working as a travel agent, we did have a lot of free time on our hands at times. So, behind the scenes, I'm just playing with the computer, trying to figure out, what can it do? What does this do? What does that do? And I kind of stumbled upon, they had a back engine, so to speak, where you could actually do some basic coding and things like that and incorporate it into the airline CRS system that we were working. I think it was Visual Fox Pro, Visual Basic at the time. And so I just started playing around with that. And, I somehow figured out how to kind of completely alter the way that our booking process was being done. And what I mean by that is, traditional airline CRS systems, it's all like command line interface. You have to memorize every airport code, every hotel code, those kind of things. So I was like, there's got to be an easier way. So what I did is create a booking, kind of like a portal or a form, the predecessor to Expedia, where you could, instead of having to know every single airport code, you could just click on a drop down box and just scroll down to whatever airport you needed. Those kind of things, which not only helped with, the speed and accuracy of reservations, but it allowed them to onboard like new hires, things like that quicker, because they're not spending all this time learning airport codes and things like that, because it's all in drop down boxes, things like that. And the bosses there saw what I was doing, and they're like, hey, can you put this on everybody's computer? It's like, we need this across the board. And I'm like, sure. And they're like, well, what else can that stuff do? And it's one of those things where they just start throwing things out. Like, what if you could do this with it? Or could you do this? Can you look into this? So I eventually stopped doing travel reservations and became like a full-time coder for the actual travel agency.